Dolphins safety Jevon Holland joins us on Tuesdays, and Crowder is in New Jersey doing Inside the NFL tonight, which you can watch 8 p.m. Channel 39 here in Miami, the CW nationally, and we'll talk some Dolphins here with Jevon and look ahead to the Buffalo game. What I guess I'll start with you, though. Personally, it was your first game back on the field in a while. How are you feeling? How are your knees? How did the game feel to you physically?
It felt okay at first, and then gradually as the game progressed, I felt more and more comfortable. But my knees were like a little bit grabby, and that was one of the things that I was kind of like thinking about the whole game, was just like cutting and breaking out of the post. But they felt pretty good towards the end of the game. Like, I wasn't really thinking about them. I was mostly just like trying to get to the ball. But I definitely forgot like a lot of just little things about playing, crack blocks and angles of the ball, things like that. I mean, I've been out for like a month and a week, so it was almost like the first game again, trying to get back into that feeling, get back into that space. And it took me a little while, but that was just something I had to go through, because I mean, any time it was going to be the first game again. So whether I stayed out longer, came back earlier, I was going to have to go through those uncomfortable feelings. So, but I'm feeling way better about it, and it was good to like knock the dust off. And I was a little bit extra sore, but for good reason. I haven't had that level of volume in a long time, so it was good to get that out of the way. And now I'm feeling like I'm getting back on track again.
Was the communication effective? Just like you're saying, just getting back in the swing of things, because some of the pass off, some of the the different in and out routes, it seemed like that y'all had it set, and it seemed like on Sunday some of the communication was off a little bit.
Nah, definitely. It was mainly me, for real. Mostly my eyes. Like, my eyes were just seeing a lot instead of seeing a little. Yeah, man, that was like one of the biggest things. We didn't, me and Deshaun we were doing a good job of talking before the play and whatnot. But it was definitely on me. And he, Deshaun's a hell of a competitor and a great teammate. He tried to take some of the weight for us not being able to pass some stuff off and whatnot. But nah, that's all on me, because I just been out, man, and I needed to hit that extra tough. And so it was just something I didn't capitalize on in the week. And so, but now I know. Now I know. So
give us some positives. Give us some where you look back either on the game film from Sunday or in your head you're running it over, for Dolphins fans, because it was hard to glean a positive after that. Can you? Is there anything where you go, hey, this went okay or that went okay?
Yeah, no, there was some times where I was feeling good. Me personally, I was feeling good. Little slant route inside at 3. I was able to cover it. Felt good, quick, fast. I recovered a fumble. Sheila got a sack. Eli strapping on the outside, doing a good job. So there are positives, of course. They just happen to, in this sense, not outweigh the negatives. But the negatives are only negative if you don't pay attention to the lesson that's within them. So that's why we kind of always focus on the things that went wrong, because a lot of the time, every time that you mess up, there's a lesson in that, and something that you could have done differently, something that you could have done better. So that's why we really focus on the negative, or maybe not the negative, maybe just the things that didn't go our way. So yeah, but I mean, how about A-Chain mossing somebody? He plays. I like his game. Truthfully, I like the way that they play day in and day out. They're for lack of better terms, grimy inside blocking, running the rod, getting upfield. So they do a hell of a job. And the offense in general, they had a good couple of series that were there firing, and so we needed to give them that juice back. But we just couldn't find our footing that game, man. We just couldn't do it. And it happens that way. When we're down, we need them, and when they're down, they need us. So it's all right. Just the way the game goes.
Did Fangio go crazy?
I have not seen him yell, raise his voice. He's just like even tuned through the whole thing. And funny. All right, so like we have like a sheet of like things that we want to accomplish, and it's like either a yes or a no, after the game. And we look at the sheet before the game, and then like the night before, and then after. It's like on Monday we look at the sheet, see if it. Bro, we looked at the sheet on Monday. It was like no through the whole thing. Jokes. It was. Because at that point, you just got to laugh about it, bro. Like, you can't do nothing about it. Like, because I'm sure the Denver Broncos were their meeting on Monday after we beat them 70-20 was just like, bro, like, where do we go from here? And then they ended up going on the stretch. Same thing for us, We lose a game. Hey, you lose a game. But you got to improve from it and move on to the next week. Otherwise, if you keep focusing on last week, it's just going to linger and it's going to affect you into the next week. So, but yeah, bro, that's good.
I was about to say, I got a bunch of 50 burgers dropped on me. And it's crazy to say, it almost doesn't hurt as much as a 1-point loss.
When it doesn't.
It's like, yep.
It doesn't, bro. It doesn't. Because a 1-point loss, you'd be like, we're right there. We got him. And it's like, no. But then 50 burger, it's like halftime. You're down 3 scores. You're like, man, it kind of smells like popcorn out here. Like, you look around. This stadium pretty cool. It is what it is. It is what it is, bro. Like, it's just funny things that happen when you're getting whooped like that. You start to kind of pay attention to other stuff. And like when we came out at halftime, like I said, they came and scored, right? So everybody's juiced up, like everybody on the sideline, EQ, ATC. So we have this one guy on our EQ staff, Swede, and he was standing next to somebody. I don't know who it was, but when they like returned it, the guy next to Swede like threw his hat on the ground. He was like, "No!" And I'm like grabbing my helmet to run out on the field. And like when I seen that, I just started laughing. I was like, bro, I feel you, dude. I feel you, but I can't do that. But I feel you 100%. Like, just no. He was like, no. I was like, dude, I feel that.
What's the plane ride back like? Is it quiet, subdued, or is it like, hey, we got a game on Sunday?
Yeah, man. Like, you lose and it's like, we tried. Like, we didn't want them to hang 55 on us, but it happened, and hey, we'll move on. Now, obviously, it's different per person because some guys, like, if you say like I get mossed in the end zone, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be like, bro, how can I do this differently? But like, if you have a bad game, you're just messing some stuff up, but you know that you can improve, or you have a positive mindset about it, then I mean, hey, you're gonna be all right, because some guys take things tougher than other guys. But the general atmosphere of the team was like, dang, we just got mopped. But what can you do? Game's over already. It's already triple.
What about Bradley Chubb? I guess we'd be remiss if we didn't ask about him. But that's got to kind of put a pall over everything too, because he's having an unbelievable season. And I'm guessing you kind of knew when he was getting carted off that was it.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it, as we were talking about it. But nah, dude. So I was in on that play. I was actually right next to him. Melvin Gordon was the one running the ball, and I tried to punch the ball out. I ended up on the ground, and I heard him screaming, and I was just like, my heart just dropped, because I already knew what it could have been. It was either an Achilles, a knee, or he broke something just by the way that he fell. And man, it was really disheartening to see him in that space, especially after JP, AJ, like, guys going down, and it was tough, man. It really was. But I know that the team's gonna rally around him, and him and JP both being hurt, I think it's a blessing in disguise, because they both bounce off each other so much, and then both being in that same place, they're really gonna lean on each other to keep each other up. And as they get through this rehab process, they're going to be able to come out of that super strong, stronger than they ever been. So I'm excited for his return, and the way that he's going to attack that, because I know that he's a hell of a player, even better individual, and he's got a huge support staff around him, huge support in general. The whole team is with him, as we are with everybody else that has been injured and knocked out of this season. So yeah, bro, my heart goes out to him. But I texted him after the game, let him know that we here for him, and we gonna ride for him just like we rode for everybody else. And yeah, so.
And moving forward to the Buffalo game, do you watch the last game? Because they have a new OC now. That was 3 months ago. Do you watch the last game, or do you watch the most recent Buffalo games?
I usually watch the most recent Buffalo game that ties into like the way that we run the defense. So like watching like a too high safety type of defense, or because I mean if you watch like the Vikings game versus Buffalo, I don't even know if they played, but say they did play, their defense is completely different from ours. So the way they attack them is going to be different. So I usually watch like teams that attack, that have our type of defense, that how the Buffalo attacks them. And then I do watch the last game, just because what worked last game, they're obviously going to try to replicate, because what works and what doesn't. So I'm definitely gonna check that out. And then like some self scout too, because we also gonna play other teams that are gonna watch our tape, and like the Buffalo's going to, and they're gonna see what we do well and how they can affect our rules, and then what we don't do well and how they can expose that. So it's all about a game of preparation, man, and it's a chess match, definitely. So I'm looking forward to it.